G'day guys, welcome back to part 2 of our Bendethera trip. So if you haven't seen part one yet, you can check it out here. If not, enjoy seeing what we got up to for the rest of the week, completely remote down in Bendethera. So we've just woken up on Wednesday, day 3 of our Bendethera trip. Had to reset up the kitchen. We had it was only a little bit of rain in the end. A little bit,
but we don't want to get the kitchen wet. So.
Yeah, so we got paranoid, so we got up, put everything away, but it was a bit cold, so we didn't want to stay out here too long. So we didn't film it, but we quickly, packed everything away. So this morning, set everything back up. Yep. Now just organising some bacon and scrambled eggs for brekkie.
Yep, nice little brekkie, making some coffee, having my classic juice. Other than that,
and yeah,
starting the morning good. Happy?
Too easy.
Okay, so we've got bacon and eggs this morning, but for our eggs, we are just doing a bit of a mix of tomato, mushroom, and we pre-cut some onion last night, so it saves us crying in the morning. Just pop that in a Ziploc bag and put it in the fridge, and it's great. Put some onion in there, and then we got some eggs, so it's going to be like a scrambled egg little mix. It's going to be hopefully yummy, maybe. No, but it's good, just something different in the morning, besides, again, bacon and eggs. So
mixes up a little bit more.
So we got some nice bacon cooking, and this will be done soon, hopefully. So yeah.
Finished bacon eggs with scrambled onion, tomato,
mushroom. Doesn't look great, but it tastes great, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
My stomach doesn't know any different.
So while exploring all of the nearby campsites yesterday, we found that most of them are very similar to this one. So they've got a dedicated fire pit with a barbecue tray and a swing out arm as well. It's always handy for your kettle. Picnic tables at some of them. And in the dedicated campgrounds is a drop toilet nearby. So ours is just up there is a little drop toilet. But yeah, nice flat level. So there's about 3 or 4 campsites in this area. And then there's a few more scattered throughout the nearby national park. Yeah, so pretty basic, but quite perfect actually. So we're right next to the river, so it's nice to listen to the river at night while we're going to sleep. It's nice and peaceful. And we've got a few other campers just up there. Probably can't really see them, but yeah, a few set up camp yesterday afternoon. So it's nice to know there's a few people. So each morning before we head out, doesn't matter how tough fall driving is, whether we're camping or not, don't ideally want to break down in the middle of nowhere. So I like to go through, check a few things on the vehicle. So just things like oil, coolant, just check all your fluids are nice and topped up. And then I also like to get underneath and check steering arm, CV joints, make sure everything looks the way it should. That way you're less likely to have any problems. Saying that, I'll always carry a litre of oil, a litre of coolant. I've got a spare rack end, spare tie rod end, spare CV joint, and then there's a few hoses in a box of spares. That way I can get out of most problems, and if not, you can always rely on duct tape and cable ties. If they can't fix the problem, well, yeah, then your problem's bad. But yeah, so we go through, just check everything, check your hoses are still in good nick, your belt's got enough tension on them, and yeah, just check you got enough oil and those bits and pieces. That way then you know everything's going to be a good day. So yeah, I like to do these checks in the morning, try and get it as level as possible with your car. So we've had the car parked up there, we've just dropped it in neutral to roll back, because you don't want your engine hot, obviously, while you're in there checking things. So do it first thing in the morning, and that way you're less likely to have problems during the day.
Okay, so we've just come back to the sign just to figure out what exactly we're going to do today. So based on the sign, where I'll use this hand with my unbroken now, we're just here. This is hopefully the way that we're going to go home, so we're going to leave that one for today, but I think we're going to try and venture up this way. Maybe probably not get all the way. Are we thinking all the way?
No, probably not. We'll see how it works.
Yeah.
See how the day's travelling.
But we're going to just see. This is all full drive track. So we'll see how long it takes us to get to probably here and then go from there if we want to go any further. But yeah. You excited?
Yeah. Go exploring. We've been driving along and just come across a national park sign to say that the river crossing on Dry Creek Fire Trail is closed, which virtually means we can't get right up to the other north campgrounds like we originally planned for the day. However, we've decided to keep going up towards the river crossing. So according to our map, there's a fair bit of track up to the river. So yeah, we can still go up and explore, and then once we get to the river, we'll just do a U-E, come back down, and judge it from there.
Yep. That is pretty good that they tell us quite a bit in advance, because it saves you driving and then all of a sudden having to be turned around, especially when it is also a way out.
Yeah, so where the sign was is right on like a Y sort of intersection. So you could, rather than just veer left, you could veer right and head up a few of the tracks that way, which would be the way that we'll go out. So depending on the time today, we might head up there and explore without the trailer, or even tomorrow we'll go up because we're leaving on Friday. Yeah. But it's funny, this, you can, obviously things get named certain thing for a reason. So we're staying at Bendethera Valley Campground, and this whole time we've just been going up and down steep inclines.
Very steep inclines.
Yeah. So at the moment we're still in high range, but really we'll stop and put in a low range in a sec, just because these tracks are so steep. That's a lookout. Do you want to go that way first?
That way?
Yeah, I think that's a lookout.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go that way.
That's very steep going down. We definitely end up doing it with the trailer on low, just for the full drive bits anyway.
Definitely.
I'd be interested to see what the two sealed drive is.
Yeah, at the other end.
Yeah, once we get past it.
Probably be like that flat dirt road as we're coming in.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because we haven't been on anything but full drive until
Virtually went into full drive straight away. But yeah. So yeah, with the trailer, definitely will be low range the whole time. It'll be a slow trip out of here, but less wear and tear on the vehicle and on the tracks. So
yeah,
better. So we've just pulled up to a little lookout at the top here, so we'll get out and have a look.
That's what we do, look at. So we've been driving for about 2 hours now, I think, just going on the tracks, going up and down a bunch of steep inclines and declines. And we got to the point where we're kind of just deciding to stop, have a bit of lunch, and then I think we're going to turn back.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So we've just stopped. It's nothing too flash. We were hoping to get a bit of a view, but it's kind of the best flat bit to stop and just pull out the tailgate and have some lunch.
Look for somewhere like this. It's got a little bit of a section that we can back the car in. That way we're off the track in case a car or someone else does come past. We're not blocking the whole track.
Yeah.
So most likely no one will come past, but yeah, just in case. So we've just got back in the car after having lunch, and we've decided just to turn around. Actually, can you turn that map back on, please?
Yep.
Yeah, so we've decided just to turn back around. It's now 1:45, so by the time we get back, we've been driving for about 2.5 hours or so this morning. So by the time we get back to camp, get the fire ready, because most likely, unless we get caught up somewhere, most likely we'll be cooking with the fire tonight.
Yep.
So we want to get that fire lit early, so there's plenty of nice coals to cook in. But yeah, so we've done a fair bit of exploring today.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, when I say turn the log back on or turn the map back on, I use an app called New Tracks. I think it's only recently just gone to Android as well, but it's definitely on iOS. And it virtually is just an off-road navigator. You can put in what your car is, and it'll tell you what tracks your car is rated to, sort of thing. So the D-Max being on a 2-inch lift, 31-inch tyres, front locker, according to New Tracks, is capable of hard tracks. And on its map, there are tracks that are rated in different colours. But we mostly use it just, you can put a log on, it turns it on, and then it follows you while you're driving, keeps track of how far you've gone, where you've gone, and how long you've been driving for. That way you can easily get back to camp or back to base or wherever you back even to just the entry point. And it's good just to keep a record of how much driving you've done in a day.
It's cool to see how many Ks you do and how long it takes.
Yeah, reset, but I think we're at just over 23 Ks in about 2.5 hours. You can still go back to your previous maps, and we can get that up still, and it'll help us get back out. Except we forgot about this tree.
Oh, we did too.
Yeah.
I'll just push it.
You're just gonna push it? You sure?
Yep.
I thought there was more hills before we got to this tree.
Go on, I'm good. Okay, good.
So, not that you'd be able probably really to tell, but we're going down a real steep incline at the moment. Sorry, decline. So, I've put the auto just into first gear low, so sort of into manual mode. So between that and the brakes, being first gear low allows it to engine brake, puts less use, I guess, on the brakes. Just while we're going down those steep hills. And that way I don't have to brake as much, which reduces sort of brake fade or anything like that. And it also just gives you more control as you slowly crawl down the hill. Because yeah, that one's pretty steep.
Pretty steep.
Like this one we're about to go up. would have saw the steering wheel, hopefully that's in shot, moving around a lot, going up that hill. So virtually what I was doing was spinning the tyres side to side, so it gave them more chance to grip onto the track.
The tracks are very rocky.
Yeah, because it's all that loose rock, shale sort of stuff.
Just slips straight onto the wheel.
Yeah, so it's difficult to get traction. So by moving the steering wheel side to side, you're getting a little bit more grip on the road. So it makes climbing a little bit easier. Saying that, you want to be careful, you don't want to swing the steering wheel too far, because obviously you don't want it to swing you off the track, or you don't want to be bending steering arms or rack ends or those sort of things. So it is that fine line, but yeah, it's still worth giving it a shot. Gives you more grip on the track and makes it a little bit easier to get back up. There's a lot of hills around here. So we got Loz once again has gone through the river. This time she actually is going to stand in the river to video it. So yeah, just going into the water crossing now. Ooh, didn't let the brakes cool long enough. Oh, really didn't let the brakes cool long enough. Oh, really didn't let the brakes cool long enough. So there was a little bit of steam coming up off the brakes that time. Yeah, we pulled up, and as we went down, we both walked down together. But yeah, clearly didn't let the brakes cool long enough. So we've just got back to camp for the day. We've got the fire lit, ready to roast some veggies in it tonight. So on the menu, we're having roast potato, roast pumpkin.
You can probably chuck some carrots in there if you want.
Yeah, maybe some carrots,
Yeah.
make a little bit of a stew sort of thing,
Yeah.
to go with some kangaroo steaks.
Yep.
So Loz is in charge of cooking that one. I'll do the veggies, but Loz can cook the meat. And yeah, so fire's lit. We're just gonna chill now, play. What do we have?
We got some Monopoly battleships.
Mini Monopoly
And
mini battleships. Perfect travel size. So yeah, we'll just chill for the afternoon. And once that fire's been burned for a little bit, we'll be able to start the veggies and get everything ready. The camper's got 4 jerry can holders, so as well as carrying 40 litres worth of water in jerry cans, we also, depending on the trip, will carry 20 to 40 litres of spare diesel. For exactly trips like this, we've spent most of the week out driving. Yeah, so use a fair bit of fuel, especially low range, 4 driving all day today. Definitely burns a fair bit more. So I've just got a rag, because obviously jerry cans live out on the camper. So they get a bit of dust on them. So we try and get as much dust off as possible, as well as cleaning the nozzle out. Just obviously less dust that ends up in the fuel and in our filters. So yeah. So if you've got the space, always carry extra fuel, because yeah, if we didn't have this much fuel, I don't know how to get it out tomorrow or Friday, sorry. But yeah. We've decided to sort of just roast all the veggies up a little bit. So we've just got a few potatoes, 2 carrots, half a butternut pumpkin, and some onion in here. A bit of oil, and wherever it went, a bit of salt. And we'll give it a good mix. Put some coals out of the fire that's been burning for a while. Put some coals under it and on top, and then just keep checking every now and again. Change the coals as need be. And that way we'll have nice roast veggies to go with our kangaroo steak. So the roast veggies ended up becoming like a mushed up roast veggies, but a little veggie mix. But the kangaroo and corn on the cob turned out real well. Yeah, and we got a little citronella candle dinner.
So romantic.
We've just we're just after dinner now, just relaxing, having a couple of drinks around the fire.
Yeah.
Just an easy sort of night.
Yeah.
Like we have been for the whole week.
And then we'll go to bed. So,
yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Nice. See you then. So g'day guys, just woken up on day 4. So it's now Thursday morning. It's a bit colder, so we've already got the kettle on, ready for a cuppa.
Yes, nice and warm.
But yeah, so we've got that going, then we'll start cooking brekkie.
Yeah.
So I think we're just gonna have brekkie wraps this morning.
Yeah.
So a little bit of scrambled eggs, bacon, really whatever else is in the fridge, sort of chucked on a wrap that makes sense.
Yeah. Last night, in between all the cooking, we were able to have showers, so we feel nice and fresh this morning, ready to go with this cold weather. But yeah.
So you see behind the shower's hanging up. I can't reach it, but dangling just there, just drying out off. But yeah, simple little shower, but
does the job.
Works well when it's a week trip and need something to refresh you a little bit more.
Hits and bits, that's it.
Yeah. Okie dokie. It's a brekkie burrito. Just headed out for the day. Today's probably going to be the easiest day of the trip. Yeah, just relaxation sort of thing.
Just chill.
Yeah, we've explored everywhere we wanted to.
Yeah, we don't really want to backtrack and explore the road that we're going to take out, because that just seems... We explored half of it, which is probably the most crucial in terms of trying to figure out if we can do it with the trailer. But we don't want to go any further, because otherwise it's just going home. So
yeah, we'll leave that for tomorrow's way home adventure. But it's a shame. The only really thing that I would have liked to do would have been the cave walk.
Yeah, I agree.
But obviously that being shut makes it a little bit difficult. And yeah, I think next time if we come down here, we'll head to the north section of the national park, where we started to head towards yesterday, but with the river crossing, and we also just didn't want to keep going. We needed to get back in time to start cooking dinner.
Again though, I think this is a bit of a summer sort of location. It'd be beautiful just to camp up right next to the river, like that spot where we had lunch or something, because that would be great. Just dive in as soon as it gets hot.
And so
and it's clear water too, so
so today we're heading up. We found a spot on the river the other day. We're going to sort of set up there for the day, so throwing the chairs in, throwing the butane cookers.
Got a book.
Yeah, got a book. Just relax by the river all day. We cut up some potatoes yesterday into chips, so we'll just make chips and boil some corn. Yeah,
just an easy lunch. We had the big burritos this morning, so
got the fishing rods in there. Not that we've really used much.
Not sure if we're gonna fish, but we can try. But
So this is where we've set up camp for the day. So right on a rock bed sort of thing, right next to the river. As Loz said, this would have been the perfect place in summer to come up. The river's crystal clear, plenty of spots to go swimming in, a fair few rope swings. So definitely a spot that we'd probably look at coming back to in the summertime. Because yeah, the water just being crystal clear allows you just to swim all day. And it's not like it's at the moment a bit fresh, like I wouldn't go swimming in it. But you definitely could if you had a bit thicker skin than what we do.
All right, like we said this morning, for lunch we pre-cut some potatoes. So it just made today a little bit easier instead of just bringing down knives and chopping boards, and even though we already have all that stuff with us still, but just saves us time. So we've just got that cooking here, and then if we've got enough butane, because we forgot butane, all the spare butanes are back at the camper, so we kind of stuffed on that one.
So we're going to cook one thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
Once we finish the chips, then we'll try the corn if there's enough gas.
Yeah.
If not, we can save the corn for another time.
Yeah, we've got all of our food with us anyway, so we can make wraps if we want to as well.
So our chippies are ready. Only just. We had literally used every bit of gas that we brought. But yeah, so we'll eat these and have some snacks, maybe play a few games, and then probably head back to camp.
Yep.
Yeah. Too easy.
All right, so we were just chilling next to the river still, and then the sun came under the valley, so it started getting a little bit cold, but we were midway through a Monopoly game. So
we took photos and reset back up here.
Yeah.
It's a bit easier now. Got a little bit more space than playing on a barbecue tray.
Yes.
But
yeah, so we're just going to hopefully play the rest of this game if it doesn't go for too long. Who knows?
Yeah.
Monopoly is...
We'll see how it goes. We're planning on finishing this before we start dinner, but
yeah,
we could start dinner beforehand too.
Yeah. But yeah.
Just play it as it comes.
Yep. Cool.
Literally, it's a game.
Yeah.
Play it. So just while we're packing up Monopoly after this lovely afternoon of losing, it's starting to get dark now, so we're fortunately lucky the game is ended. So we're going to get started on making satay chicken in like a stir fry with rice.
Yep.
For dinner, and then we'll just get the fire going. Yes. Relax. It's the last night, so
a lot of the leftovers will be used. So
yeah,
anything we've got left,
just get through anything.
Chuck zucchini in there, which doesn't usually go in a stir fry, sauteed, but
anyway, may as well get rid of it.
Yep.
I think we got virtually just a bag of timber left, so we'll probably get rid of that tonight too. But we can take that home as well. So
yeah. All right, so we've got dinner ready to go. We've got a chicken satay. So use some chicken thigh, onion, zucchini, capsicum was left over as well. That was really all it was, so I actually think it's not too bad. Pretty close to a chicken satay, I think. But yeah, we have a nice little satay mix that we now keep in our little camping pack, so we'll probably end up doing this again. But, well, we'll see how this goes. And we added some sour cream into it just because we had leftover sour cream. So hopefully it works.
Make it a little bit more saucy.
Yeah. So
And once again, got a lovely mozzie candle dinner.
romantic. Love it.
So just finished up having dinner. Thank you, Lauren. It was
a success.
so yeah, just relaxing by the fire now. Just an easy night to finish off. It's our last night in Bendethera.
Yep.
We
Finishing off cold.
yeah.
Got our hand
It's a
warmers.
bit nippy today. Hand warmers. But yeah, nice and easy night to finish. Wombat come out nice and early today.
Yes.
So we have been listening to him or her, it, run around a little bit now. Just every now and again, make sure it's still there. Yeah, make sure it's still the wombat. But yeah, other than that, nice and easy. We did have some four drivers come through.
Just as it hit night, so it probably would have been around 6, I think. Maybe a bit later.
So it was already dark, and we heard them parked up because we were right next to the river.
Yeah.
Heard them stop for a while. So we walked down and went to see if they were all good. Turns out they were just deciding how they wanted to cross the river. It was a bit too cold for him to.
Well, no,
he was ready to. Like
he was about to walk through.
He was ready to go through, but we were down there, so we were able to tell him which way we've been crossing all day.
Because you can't see anything at night, and high beams just do the top of the water. So
us being on the other side with a torch,
they could at least see
gave them a bit of hand. Yeah, so we jumped on. We had a handheld walkie-talkie. Jumped on their station and acted like a spotter just to get them through the river. So they were grateful for that and gave us a little bit of entertainment for the night as well.
Yes.
But yeah, so they've headed off, went to somewhere down deep in to find campsites.
That is the issue with this campsite, if anything, is that you want to get here during the day because there is that river crossing to get through. Like it's at the very beginning of the campsites, basically.
And there's another river crossing
to get to
just
the other
past
half.
these campsites, yeah.
So come through the day so you can judge the river yourself in case there are people that aren't around in the front bit to help you. Otherwise you're going through freezing cold water because you don't want to go through one without knowing how deep it is.
But at the end of the day, it's also your call to drive through it. Like, you want to make sure
he still could have
safe.
walked it and we wouldn't have taken any offence at all.
But we're happy to help as well.
But
all right, that'll be us for the night.
Yeah.
Go easy. So we've just woke up Friday morning, last day here at Bendethera, so just cooking up virtually whatever's left, finishing off the bacon, getting rid of most of the eggs, last bit of onion, easy brekkie, and then we'll get straight in and pack up and start the long trip home.
Yes.
But yeah, so nothing really exciting today. It'll be, mostly pack up.
Yep.
And then a long day of driving ahead, but it'll be good. It'll be joyful. Yeah. So for brekkie today, because it's a little bit nippy this morning, we sat over on the park bench, just in the sun, not too far from camp, but yeah. So it was nice, something different seating arrangements, but yeah, make our brekkie and then get straight in and pack up.
So we've just stopped for a minute. We've just hit tar road, which means we've got to pump up the tyres. So while Sean does that, I'm just going to make us a few wraps, have a bit of lunch, or have just a bit of something to get in our stomachs, and then head off, because I think we're going to try and do this all in one hit to get home. So I'm just going to make a few wraps, and yeah.
So we've just pulled up just outside the national park, just to make some wraps for lunch.
Yep.
Throw the last jerry can of fuel in the car just so we don't have to stop on the way home, and air the tyres back up. So we're all back at road pressures, everything's good to go.
Yep.
On the bitumen now, so just on the home run, I guess.
Basically.
So pretty good trip, somewhere new, somewhere different that we've definitely never been before, and a place that we probably, actually definitely will come back to sometime soon. Really loved it down here. A few different things to do to keep you busy. But even just like we did yesterday, just relax and chill by the river. Yeah. Probably my highlight of the whole trip is just skimming rocks and that quick little swim that was ice cold. But yeah, just skimming rocks, listening to the water, read a book and play a few card games and that. Like, it's probably my highlight of the trip. How about you?
My highlight was probably breaking 4 nails.
Look at me.
And then giving you a bunch of flowers.
Yep. Filled up my dash.
And then running away from the little fishies that were going to go in my bum.
They go inside my foot.
While we were in that ice cold water.
Oh yeah. No, but no, I loved it there. I think it was chill. I would love it in summer. I would have to point that out.
Probably a perfect campsite for both seasons.
Yeah.
Because there are that
Good,
dedicated fire pits for the winter, but then
that is fair. Yeah.
Plenty of options in the summer.
But summer just seems so nice. But then again, it is right. You wouldn't be able to have a fire in summer.
Yeah.
But
you can go swimming. So it's one of those campsites that's very versatile, works well all year round.
Yeah.
Definitely would suggest going the way that we've just come out. If you've got a camper trailer, so through Maruya. Through there, it's half the track's just normal 2-wheel drive dirt road, and then it's pretty.
Yeah, I think it's Little Sugarloaf Road. So
yeah, that was the road to come out or go in out on if you got the camper trailer.
Yeah.
If you don't have a trailer, you could go the way we come. Can't remember what that fire trail is, but put the text down below.
Yeah.
And that's the way that we come in from Braidwood.
That was some fun steep inclines and declines. It's cool if you got a 4-wheel drive.
But yeah, it was a nice little campsite.
Good campsite. Definitely river crossings.
Yeah. So our tip of the week, tip of the trip.
Yep, tip of the trip.
Is
water shoes. Go to Kmart. Go to Big W. It doesn't matter what it is.
About $10 or something. They're just little water shoes.
Yeah. It's freezing water, but now it's freezing water. But those shoes
just protect your feet from all the river rocks. When you got to be walking the water crossings anyway. Those shoes make a massive difference, and they don't take too long to dry because they're like wetsuit material. Yeah. So probably get yourself a set of them. Yeah. And then I think just like any other camp, make sure you got enough water to last your needs. Because other than the river, there are no water, like there's no taps or anything in the campsite. Yeah. We had 110 litres of water, and we're coming home with still a fair bit. Yeah. I reckon.
Pretty good.
Like we got a full jerry can. And then hard to tell what's in the tank. Be probably about a quarter of that left.
Yeah, I reckon.
But first trip with the water tank, so it was that fine line of we could have used more water, but we also needed it to last the week.
Yeah.
So
I think it was a good trip all in all.
Yeah, something different, nice week-long break.
Yeah.
Guess that brings us to the end of this week's episode. So until next time, don't forget to enjoy the great outdoors.
I meant to.